Yob Yum with inverted breathing. Skydancing LET4 T-minus 119 days. I think I started this back like 240 or something, 260. So kind of years going by quick. Disclaimer, internet art. These are not pictures of me, nor pictures taken by me, nor images created by me. Just a little background on how important or significant this is to me. Probably 30 some years ago, 30 plus years ago, The Art of Sexual Ecstasy by Margot Anand. A very interesting book. I think it's 12 or so chapters long. Each chapter deals with a different topic. Each chapter probably has 10 exercises in it to work through, kind of like a self-study guide for working through tantric yoga. And in chapter 12, I believe it is riding the wave of bliss. And I don't like to call things like advanced techniques. I'm just going to call this a culmination of techniques from all the previous chapters working through to get to this point. And it's basically sitting in Yob Yum with inverted breathing and cycling energy. And this, when I first read through this book some 30 years ago, this has been kind of like some soul quest, some holy grail that I needed to experience this, and I don't know why. I didn't know how I was ever going to make it happen. It seemed like I could never ever get to that point. So this has been an important and significant journey. So we created a sacred space, which is one of the techniques we learned and use in tantric yoga, and one of the things you put in that sacred space is an intention. My intention is to work towards this Yob Yum with inverted breathing, and for the most part my partner intention was to support me in my quest. So the nice thing about a sacred space is you put your intentions in, and then you put your fears in, you put your boundaries, the things that you want to take out, things you want to put into your sacred space, and kind of like the universe just like guided from then on. So it guided to just start in Yob Yum, seated Yob Yum like this, which is like the first part of the technique. I've had experience doing this. I felt comfortable in myself holding posture and getting things set up and helping the tantric practitioner. Okay, so after the Yob Yum, the next part is not kissing, but it's going to be for sharing breath, kind of like CPR, right? So that brings up this emotional trigger from some 60 years, right? But I've had opportunities to work on this. So we just effortlessly went from Yob Yum to Yob Yum with lips touching. And I won't call it kissing because it has sexual connotation to me. It was just lips touching to do breathing. And okay, so I was pretty amazed by how that just developed. I don't know, my eyes might have even been closed and it just happened, right? So once I was able to have some breaths and just relax into this part, which has been trauma for me for 60 years, then it was about doing the inverted breathing, kind of like you're breathing in a mannequin. You breathe in air to inflate the lungs of the other person, and the other person exhales and inflates your lungs. And I was just amazed at how this, after a couple breaths, just gently turned into sharing this breath, just noticing a gentle, warm exhale and receiving it, and then giving just a gentle exhale, and just allowing that to develop into some stronger sharing breaths. And that breathing she's exhaling, he's inhaling, he's exhaling as she's inhaling. It sets up a gentle rocking motion just naturally once the rhythm develops. And that just as an awareness that it just had developed. And everything was just so surreal in how it happened. So after the breathing is established, inverted breathing, then it's a matter of starting to work on the energy. You have the breathing flowing, and now you try to cycle the energy that goes along with the breathing. So different energy breathing patterns. One is as you're inhaling, you can be breathing in energy. As you're exhaling, the air goes this way, but you're exhaling your energy up in a cycle. The other person can go in the opposite direction. You can do one of these cycles. So it's more about focusing once the physical breathing pattern and the rocking is set up, then it's a matter of focusing on how the energy is moving. And I was just in awe at how easily all this set up, and just there wasn't a specific need to do a specific pattern, but just to kind of let the energies flow and see how they were moving with the breath. So with practice, once all that becomes kind of not routine but automatic, it's just everything is working, then you can, as they show here, trying to connect your energy to higher energy fields, whatever that means to you, right? Connect to the universe, connect to the cosmos, whatever. I did not experience any of this. It was not my intent really to experience any of this. My intent was to work on this part. It felt for me that this was not my quest. My quest was to experience this in a physical form with a partner. It seems like it was an important part. It had to be that. And for me, it was really about healing me, and then like some type of like healing something in humanity, and then like healing something on a soul level. It was just something. So how does this inform my Tantra yoga practice? First, as soon as it started, it was such a gentle, organic flow between two people. I don't know that I've ever experienced that before. It was like, and I'll have to say at the end of that, I just sat there, and it deep down, it felt like a completion of a soul quest. Like this has been something that my soul has needed to experience for some reason in a lifetime, and it felt like there's peace for the soul.